unassuming gym cleaner who then proceeds to lift a weight that makes a professional bodybuilder's jaw hit the floor. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the whole Anatoly phenomenon. And trust me, it's about so much more than just a really strong janitor.
It almost always starts with a few simple words, something just like this: I just want to do warm up. It's so disarming, so innocent. But those words are the trigger. They set the trap, lower everyone's guard, and pave the way for the absolute shock that's about to come. You're basically hearing an ego about to get a serious reality check. So, how does this whole thing work? Well, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll break down the persona itself. Then we'll get into the actual formula he uses to go viral and the psychology that makes us all click play. From there, we'll look at the business machine behind the curtain. And finally, we'll talk about the real takeaway here, which has nothing to do with lifting. Okay, let's kick things off with the absolute core of every single video. It's the simple, powerful conflict, the man versus the mop. This is the whole engine of the performance. It really just boils down to a genius contrast. On one side, you've got the disguise, right? This humble cleaner who just wants to wipe down the equipment. He'll say something like, "Is it okay, I will join you?" But then on the other side, you have the reality. This is an elite, world-class powerlifter. His idea of a warm-up is literally someone else's all-time record. And that huge gap between what we think we see and what's actually happening, well, that's where all the magic is. And this whole thing isn't just a random act of luck. Oh no. It's a repeatable, perfectly engineered formula for going viral. Once you see the pattern, you realize that absolutely nothing in these videos is left to chance. Every single video follows a classic 4-act structure. First, you have the setup, the innocent request. This leads right into step 2, which is the most important part, the underestimation. This is where he gets dismissed, where they tell him to move on, pal. Then boom, the feat, an insane display of strength that makes no sense. And it all leads to the grand finale, the reaction. That moment of pure, unfiltered shock, laughter, and confusion. That simple structure is the engine that drives millions of views. Okay, so we get how it's done. But the bigger question is why? Why is it so ridiculously compelling? This gets us into the psychology of the whole thing and why millions of us just can't seem to look away. I mean, really think about it for a second. Why is that moment of reveal, that moment of shock, so deeply satisfying to watch? The answer actually tells us a whole lot about ourselves, our own biases, and what we find entertaining. That feeling of satisfaction comes from a few really powerful places. For one, it just shatters our expectations. We have a script in our heads. The cleaner is weak, the huge bodybuilder is strong. He flips that script, and it's jarring in the best way. It's also a lesson in humility, right? We get to see a little bit of gym ego get gently put in its place, and that feels kind of good. It's a classic case of don't judge a book by its cover. And of course, that final explosion of laughter and disbelief gives us this powerful, positive, emotional rush. It just feels great to watch. Okay, but now we get to the most strategic part of this whole operation. Because these viral videos, they aren't just for a laugh. They are the very top of a very, very smart business funnel. See, he isn't just collecting views. He's building a huge customer base. The pranks are what grab your attention, but then he makes the pivot. He claims his system has helped over 60,000 people. Think about that number. That's not just a random stat. It's designed to build massive social proof and turn his viral fame into real-world credibility. And what's he selling? It's called the Anatoly Power System, or APS. He pitches it as this special system he spent the last 7 years perfecting, built on classic principles and smart nutrition. The genius part is, the pranks you just watched, they're the ultimate proof that his system works. He's his own best advertisement. His sales pitch is actually pretty clever. He sets his system up against what he calls the conventional approach. So instead of training every single day, he says just 3 to 4 times a week. Instead of 7 perfect meals, he just says smart nutrition. Instead of tons of supplements, he focuses on real traditional training. He's positioning himself as the simple, effective answer for anyone who's tired of all the complicated fitness noise out there.
So, after we've broken down the prank, the psychology behind it, and the business model driving it, what's the big lesson here? What is the Anatoly phenomenon really teaching us about strength?
Because the real strength on display here isn't just in his muscles, it's in his strategy. Anatoly is basically a walking, lifting masterclass in modern marketing. He created content that's impossible not to share, and that content serves as the best advertisement imaginable for his actual business. The prank is the hook. The business was always the goal. In the end, what Anatoly's videos really do is hold up a mirror. They only work because they expose the snap judgments and the assumptions that we all make in a split second. And that leaves us with one final thought. What assumptions are you carrying around? Not just in the gym, but everywhere else. And more importantly, who are you underestimating? So, what if you could see a real, actual difference in your abs in just 4 weeks? Seriously, not 6 months from now, not maybe next year, but starting today. We're going to break down the AthleanX 28-Day Ab Challenge. It's a super focused, high-impact plan that is designed for one thing and one thing only: results. If you're ready to actually commit, this is the blueprint. So let's dive in. 28 days. That's it. That is the magic number. This isn't some endless, vague goal that feels impossible to reach. Nope. This is a short, intense sprint with a very clear finish line. And there's a huge psychological win right there, right? A 28-day window, it creates a sense of urgency, and it helps you build that momentum fast. We're going to show you exactly how this time frame is designed to deliver visible change. And here's the best part. The thing that makes this whole challenge so powerful. The daily commitment, it's just 10 minutes. Think about that for a second. 10 minutes. That's it. This isn't about blowing up your entire schedule to live in the gym. It's about finding one small little pocket of time and making every single second count. It just completely removes that old excuse of, I don't have time, which, let's be honest, we all use. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? How can 10 minutes a day possibly be that effective? Well, the entire challenge really hangs on two incredibly simple but really powerful rules. So let's break down rule number 1, the workout. And this isn't just some random list of crunches, believe me. It is built on a core principle that makes it work for literally anyone at any fitness level. The secret sauce here, it's a concept called scalable intervals. And honestly, it's kind of brilliant. Just picture this. You have a total beginner and a pro athlete doing the exact same 10-minute workout, and they are both getting pushed to their absolute limit. How is that even possible? Well, it's because it's not about how many reps you can do. It's all about pushing against your personal limit for as long as you can in a set amount of time. And that's what makes it a total game changer. So here's how that whole scalability thing looks in practice. You just pick your level. It's that simple. If you're a beginner, you're going to work for 30 seconds and then you get to rest for 30 seconds. It's a perfect 1-to-1 ratio. Feeling a little more confident? For intermediate, you're pushing for 40 seconds of work with only 20 seconds of rest. And for all you advanced folks out there, it gets pretty intense. 50 seconds of all-out work with just a quick 10-second breather. You just find where you fit, and that's day 1. And this, right here, this is the entire point of the journey. The goal isn't to be an expert on day 1. It's all about progress. Maybe you start out as a beginner, and that's totally fine. The real win, the real challenge, is seeing if by week 2 or week 3, you can start pushing yourself into that intermediate 40-second work time. It turns into this awesome personal battle of you versus you, just trying to get a little bit stronger, a little bit better every single day. All right, so we've covered the workout. That's the engine of the whole challenge. But an engine is only half of the equation, right? So let's talk about the second pillar, which is just as crucial. I mean, if you want to actually see the results of all that hard work, you absolutely have to master rule number 2, nutrition. This is where the magic really happens. The source material puts it pretty bluntly, and I don't think there's a better way to say it. You're going to have to pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth. And that's just the hard truth. You simply cannot outtrain a bad diet. It's impossible. You can do all the ab workouts in the world, but they won't matter one bit if they're buried. The workout is half the battle. This is the other half. No question.
Think of it like this. Your 10-minute workout every day, that's you building a sculpture, chipping away, creating something amazing. But your nutrition, that's what chisels away all the extra stone around it so that you can actually see the masterpiece you've been building underneath. They're two parts of the exact same system, and one without the other, it just doesn't work.
Now, the great thing is you're not just left on your own to figure all this out. The challenge comes with this huge piece of support, a completely free dedicated nutrition plan. This is your roadmap. It takes away all the guesswork. You can find it over at athletex.com/28dayabs. It's designed to give you a super clear guide on what to eat to fuel your workouts and get the best possible results.
So, we have our two core rules: a smart, scalable workout and nutrition that supports it. Now, let's put this all together and look at your actual path to results. This is the complete blueprint, the game plan for the next 28 days, and it all boils down to 4 simple, actionable steps.
Okay, here is your blueprint for success. Step 1, commit. No half days, no I'll try. You're in for the full 28. Step 2, work. Do the 10-minute workout every single day. No excuses. Step 3, progress. Always be trying to push that work time, even if it's just by 1 more second. And finally, step 4, fuel. Follow the nutrition plan. That's what's going to reveal all your hard work. 4 steps. That's the whole shebang. And that's what this is, at the end of the day. A complete 2-part system. You're not just doing some random exercises, and you're not just vaguely trying to eat better. You're combining a super efficient, smart workout with a nutrition plan that is built to work right alongside it. When you get those 2 gears to lock together, well, you create the perfect environment for real change. So there you have it. The plan is laid out, the tools are all there for you, and the path is crystal clear. It's simple, it's efficient, and it is proven to be effective. So really, the only question left to ask is, are you ready to put in the work? You know, what if I told you that every single workout isn't just an action you take? What if it's a language, a really specific set of instructions that you're sending to this incredible, intelligent system that's just been, well, waiting your whole life to hear from you? What's actually happening inside your body when you move is so much more profound than just burning a few calories. It's a masterclass in biological architecture. So that brings up a really fundamental question, doesn't it? For so long, we've been told to conquer our bodies, to just push them past their limits no matter what. But what if the real secret to getting stronger isn't about mastery at all, but about listening? What if your body has been trying to teach you its own blueprint for power this whole time? The very first word in this silent language is almost always the same. Every single lift, every step on a run, every moment you really push yourself, it all sends one crystal clear signal to the deepest parts of your physiology that the way things are right now just isn't enough. But here's the thing. This demolition, it's never just for the sake of destruction. No way. It's a calculated command. You're clearing the ground for a very specific reason, so that something way, way more resilient can be built in its place. Because when it comes right down to it, this whole cycle, demolish, rebuild, repeat, it has one single magnificent goal: to make absolutely sure that the next time you issue that command, the system isn't just ready for it, it has fundamentally evolved beyond it. That, right there, is the core loop of all strength. All right, section 1, the signal. This is all about issuing that demolition order. So, let's talk about that first signal. You know the one, that first workout after a long break. That feeling isn't just pain or soreness. It's a shock wave you're sending through a system that's been dormant. And your body,
It doesn't see it as an attack. It sees it as an urgent request for a serious upgrade. So, how does it get the message? Through something called micro tears. Now, I know the word tear sounds bad, right? We're conditioned to think of it as an injury. But in this context, think of them as super precise architectural edits. It's like you're handing your body a flawed blueprint, which is your current strength. And that strain you're creating is you pointing to exactly where the new, stronger support beams have to go. And the intelligence of your body here is just astounding. The second you issue that command, your body becomes this master logistician. It doesn't just create more energy, it strategically reroutes it. Blood flow gets diverted from things that can wait, like digesting your lunch, and is sent straight to the front lines, your muscles, your heart, your lungs. It's like a perfectly managed, system-wide state of emergency. In this response, it isn't a sequence, it's a symphony, and it's all happening in a matter of seconds. Adrenaline surges, stored sugar becomes instant fuel, and your brain starts fine-tuning your coordination. Every single system fires at once. And that burn you feel, that's not your body failing. That's a real-time status report coming directly from the front lines. So, Section 2, the blueprint. Now, it's easy to think the workout itself is the main event, but it's not. That was just the meeting where you gave the orders. The real work, the stuff that actually builds strength, happens in the quiet hours that follow. That's when the construction crew takes over. I mean, think about it. Sleep isn't just passive rest. It is the night shift for your body's construction crew. While you're out, your system is running this highly organized project. Human growth hormone spikes, acting like the site foreman, and protein synthesis kicks into overdrive, laying down new, thicker, stronger muscle fibers right where you told them they were needed. And the energy cost for this whole construction project is just incredible. This number, a potential 40% boost, is what we call the afterburn effect. For up to 14 hours after you finish your workout, your body is still torching extra energy at a much higher rate. Why? Well, because rebuilding an entire structure from the inside out is a really energy-intensive job. Your workout is over, but your body is still hard at work, billing you for the overtime. And this brings us to such a critical point. The workout is the fire, right? It's the demolition. But true lasting strength is never, ever forged in that fire. It's rebuilt piece by piece from the ashes of recovery. If you don't have that quiet work from the construction crew, then all that demolition is just, well, it's just destruction. Okay, Section 3, the command center. So we've covered the physical stuff, the hardware. But the most immediate, most profound changes aren't happening in your muscles at all. They're happening right up here in your brain. In fact, the gains you see in the first few weeks have almost nothing to do with actual muscle size. Your brain is incredibly smart. It understands that this whole demolition and rebuilding process is good for you, so it creates this powerful incentive program to make you want to keep doing it. This endorphin loop is pure biological genius. The brain literally rewards the very stress signal it's receiving. It creates a feedback loop that transforms an act of discipline into an act of genuine pleasure. Your brain is actively teaching you to enjoy the process. And this, right here, is the secret to those early strength gains. Before a single muscle fiber has gotten significantly bigger, your brain is already rewriting its own code. It's learning how to recruit the muscle fibers you already have more efficiently, how to make them fire in a more coordinated, powerful sequence. To put it simply, your brain gets stronger long before your biceps do. You're not stronger because the hardware changed, you're stronger because your operating system just got a massive performance update. All right, Section 4, the breaking point. But what happens when the signals you're sending just become noise? What happens when you're sending demolition orders so often and so intensely that the rebuilding crew just can't keep up? That's overtraining, and it's not about being tough. It's about a complete and total breakdown in communication. See, in a healthy conversation, exercise actually lowers stress hormones like cortisol, But when that dialogue becomes a one-way shouting match, your body starts to panic. It thinks it's under constant, unrelenting attack. And the result? A flood of the very same stress hormones you were trying to eliminate, completely reversing all the benefits. And this panic, it triggers alarms across your entire system. Your key rebuilding phase, sleep, gets disrupted. Your immune system gets suppressed because your body is trying to conserve energy for what it thinks is a crisis. You feel anxious, you're tired all the time, and worst of all, you actually get weaker. These are not signs of hard work. These are bright red warning lights on the dashboard signaling total system overload. And in the most extreme cases of this communication breakdown, you get this, rhabdomyolysis. This is when the demolition becomes so catastrophic that the debris, the broken pieces of muscle, starts leaking into your bloodstream, and it literally clogs up the most vital machinery in your body, like your kidneys. It's the physical result of screaming at your body until it just falls apart.
So, let's bring this all back to where we started. After seeing this whole process, the signal, the blueprint, the command center, and the breaking point, it becomes so clear, doesn't it? This was never supposed to be a battle. You are not fighting your body into submission. You are in a constant, dynamic, and hopefully respectful conversation with it. The architect inside you is always there. It's always ready, with all the raw materials and all the expertise it needs. It's just waiting for clear, consistent, and intelligent instructions from you. So really, the only question left to ask is, what kind of structure are you going to command it to build?